All right, and welcome to one of the first single on sessions here as we jump into the OVA of the GVA. My name is Jay, and I'll be playing literally everyone else. And this is
What do you mean?
James. He'll be playing Charlie, or so he thinks.
Yeah, Charlie. That's what I normally play. What's going on? I'm just kidding.
Some good stuff is happening. All right, Charlie, I'm going to paint you a picture real quick.
Okay.
You had just had your talk to the Zordon, right? He told you
What?
to go recruit some companion rangers.
Oh, nice. Okay, yes. I'll
You were
do it in the
given-
morning. He got me late, so yeah.
Yep. You were given the powers of the Yellow House Cat, and he told you that he trusts you to go and find 4 more compatriots to make your team of 5. So you get up, you're running late from school, just like you did on a certain other faithful day.
I grab a toaster tart, get on my rollerblades, and I head to school.
You decide to take a shortcut through a back alley downtown. You see some construction up on your way, and as you cut through the back alley, you see some strange men at the end of the alleyway.
Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. It's a good thing I've got these new powers that floating head and that robot gave me.
Do you
But
decide to keep moving forward, or you try to turn back around? The
Tell me
strange
about
men
these. What are the strange men dressed like?
they're in suits.
Oh, there must be businessmen or foremen of the construction site. So I hope they don't see me. Can I just get around them?
They are walking down the alleyway, and they don't seem to be stopping.
Are
They don't
in
have
my
anything
way?
on
Like
them.
they're in my path.
Yes.
I'm just gonna try to get up against the wall to make sure I don't kind of bump into them, if that's okay.
They stop
do
after
that.
they get within range of you.
Okay. You know that thing that white people do with their lips when they do a little nod? I'm gonna do that. I'm doing the white person nod.
To that, they just say, "Charlie Park."
I do a stop, and I'm like, "Do y'all know me? Is this about my dad?"
No. You are under arrest for the crimes you have committed against the grid in time and space.
There's got to be some sort of mistake. I'm just on my way to school.
No, there's no mistake. He pulls out a little handheld device. Yeah, the readings aren't good. You can either come quietly, or you can come with us cooperatively.
Is this about the meow power guys? The thing that the new club I'm in?
You could say that. It's nothing that he's done, Zordon, or Alpha. It's something you're going to do. And we can't have that.
Look, man, I'm just a kid, and I'm not going to do anything. Like, I don't think you should arrest me.
All will be explained if you come with us. Do not make this difficult.
I'm gonna try to spin around and rollerblade away.
As you spin around, you see what appears to be armed men.
Oh, Nikes! Whoa, where'd you guys come from?
These armed men, I'm going to drop something in reference art to give you the idea of what you're looking at.
It's not that serious. It's not that. Come on, guys. Like, I'll give it back. I don't need to be in this club. And I hold out my arm. My morpher. I didn't know it was gonna be like this. Like, and I start trying to take the morpher off my wrist.
As you turn around, as you do all that, these are the men you're looking at. It's in reference art.
They are Major Beef Castles. Oh shit. They're okay. Yeah, okay, so you guys are in the club too, I can see. Wow, that looks a lot different than I looked yesterday.
One of them points the rifle and says, "Drop the morpher and get your hands up." Now.
I do as they say immediately. I don't want any trouble.
One of the men in the suit grabs your morpher, and as these black rangers approach you, they put cuffs on your hands, and then a portal is opened as you are whisked away.
Jeez Louise. I didn't know that floating head was going to get me in this much trouble. Office building. I thought you were taking me to some sort of jail.
Yeah, so you are dropped in this massive building. You can't see the outside or anything. You were dropped right here as the men and everyone are still surrounding you with the guards. They get you and they start taking you through for what they call processing. You're still handcuffed and everything. Okay, so they direct you down this way to the right.
So they took my rollerblades off, yes?
Yes,
Or they gave me time to do so?
They took everything off you that they could possibly use to be escaped, and they take you into this room.
Don't hurt me, mister.
So you're dropped here, and a man stands before you. Yeah, so a regular man, he's in a suit, he's got black hair, just like you. He stands before you, and he's printing off a lot of paper, and he says, "Just a moment, and so I'll only be a second."
I'm sweat. I'm a roll to sweat profusely. Hey man,
or go ahead.
I don't know what this is about, but I can assure you that like none of this means anything to me. Like I gave up the thing, the watch, and I would like to have my rollerblades back because those were a gift from my mom. And I've only had them for like a year, and I think she saved up a lot of money. I know they're secondhand, but if I could just please get those back.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask that you stop talking because right now I'm printing off a lot of paperwork so that way you can prove that this is everything you've ever said.
What?
So if you could just stay seated and not talk, we can sign this paperwork and I won't have to print off anymore.
Everything I've ever said?
Yes, everything you've ever said. So please stop talking.
Okay. Every time I talk, it's
yeah, just adds more. So
and
as you're talking,
I finally see the paper, and I'm like, oh.
As you're talking, another sentry walks in. Another one of the ranger, these big buff ranger guys walks in and throws a jumpsuit at you and points to the door here on the farther side. Here, go change in there and take this bag with you. Put all your clothes and anything you have else in you in this bag. He follows you out. He follows you to the back side of the bathroom to make sure that you're actually doing this. He doesn't go in there with you, but he's just on the outside. So do you try to keep anything in your person? Put it in the little jumpsuit that he has for you? Do you try to keep anything?
No, I'm scared for my fucking life, and I am trying my best not to cry.
The sentry also. Are you saying anything to yourself?
I'm talking shit about the robot and the floating head, and I'm like, fucking asshole, like got me into this crap. I didn't want to be part of this thing.
Then the sentry knocks on the door. Hey, the guy said stop talking.
It's still printing?
Yes.
Sorry. Oh. I'm just gonna stop talking. I'm gonna try.
So you get dressed. You don't hide anything. You get out, and I'm guessing you hand the sentry the bag.
Yeah, I didn't hide anything. I had my tape, my little cassette player and stuff like that. I just gave that all up.
All right, thank you. Now go back to your seat as he proceeds to walk off.
I start to say you're welcome, but I stop myself.
So you get back down as the guy finishes printing. All right, now you can, if you want to, read all of this, or you can just sign the top page and we can get on with our way.
I sign it.
Thank you, sir. You don't know how many people have decided they want to read it to make sure. One guy even got upset because of a typo.
Oh, I'm not even there. Oh, sorry.
The sentry will be out the door waiting for you, and he will take you now to the next part of the process.
What did I do? I don't say anything. Just
And you can
quiet.
speak now. You already signed it.
Oh, okay.
Check it.
Sweet. Oh, I don't. Did he say that, or do I just? I'm just gonna assume I'm still not allowed to talk because I don't want to waste his ink.
What room would be good for this? All right, yeah, no, actually, yeah, this would be a good room. Some of these other desks don't have chairs, so just imagine there's a chair across the desk. Because I think this
Okay.
would be a good room for it. So he leads you down here to this next door. And he leads you into this room and tells you to take a seat where there isn't where there's an empty seat. So all these desks in here, they have people on the other sides where there's no chairs, and they are also in jumpsuits and they are talking to people. The one that is not empty is at the further back right here. So you go to sit there.
Who do I see? Like, who are there? Is there anybody?
You don't see anyone that you recognize. The woman in front of
Right.
you says, Charlie Park. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay, so standard, yada, yada, yada. Okay. You're looking pretty good. You weren't the one that did the thing, you were the direct cause of it. So, do
What?
you want a representative?
Yes.
Okay, we can get you one. Looks like they've sped up your case, so you won't have long to speak to your representative, but one will be assigned to you. We are going to assign you Analyst Jenkins.
Is that person good?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's been here for a while.
Are you like a dispatcher or something? How much trouble am I in?
Well, you're not as much trouble as you could be, so this could actually go pretty well for you, all things considered. But, well, I don't know. You did mess up a little bit, a little too bad. But we'll get through there. I'm not allowed to say anything about what exactly you did. That's for them to talk about in the case.
I'll never rollerblade through a construction zone again.
That's not okay. Anyway, Mr. Park, there are a few forms you are going to have to sign recognizing, and yes, we can't tell you what you did, but it's a formality. You do have to recognize that you are being trialed, you have been given a representative, and you could be trialed with pruning.
What? I don't like
Don't worry
pruning.
about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just sign these two forms, and sign your signature here. Full signature here. Put your name here, and we'll be good to go. And then apparently, you'll be moved to the briefing room with your analyst, your representative, but like I said, they sped up your case, so you're probably gonna have maybe an hour with him, and that's gonna be it.
Okay.
I know it's a lot to take in, but he'll be fine.
I'll sign the documents.
You sign the documents. Okay, that's we are in business. Okay, just go back to your sentry over there. I know there's a lot of them standing over there. They have to escort each and every single one of you. So just go back to yours, and he'll escort you to.
You've been the nicest person so far. Can I just please sit here for a couple of seconds longer?
I would say yes, but sentries are impatient and they don't like waiting.
Oh, okay. Thank
You'll have
you.
time to rest when you're talking to your analyst. All right, come on, let's go. We gotta go. So he takes you around back to the front area where the stairs are, and he moves you up the stairwell to the second floor. So he pulls you up here. And he leads you down here.
Quit tugging on my Oshkosh bagosh.
Takes you down here and opens the door and says, "Yeah, get in there. Your analyst will be here shortly."
In here?
No, where he is in front of this. Yeah, right there. Take a seat in one of the chairs. Don't try anything funny. I'm right here. I can hear everything you do.
Yes, sir.
You wait for a while and you just hear, "Sir, why are you here? I thought Jenkins was supposed to come this way."
Oh, shit.
You hear a
Not that I
strange
got-
man talking. So the door opens up and you're sitting in a chair and a man starts to walk around you. "Ah, Charlie, I'm glad you could make it today." Well, I mean, I say glad to make it today, but we all know that times are a bit, well, it's different. He's just in the chair.
When
"Hi.
you say we all know that, do you mean everybody but me?
Sorry. I haven't been at this job for too long. Well, I say that, but you see, time works differently where you are. And for us, not a lot of time has passed, although technically it has. It's confusing. You'll learn it in time. But, Charlie, you're here today, and allow me to explain this to you. You were offered the analyst of Mr. Jenkins, but I've taken a particular interest in you, Charlie. My name is Wayland, and I'll be your representative today.
Okay.
Now, Charlie, I can now tell you fully what you've done, so that you can expect what they'll throw at you there in the courtroom. You see, Charlie, you made a mistake. Well, you were going to make a mistake, should I say.
Just some Isaac Asimov shit.
So, Charlie, you were tasked with forging a team of Rangers from Zordon on Earth B1826, version 5.
I guess so.
Except for Charlie, in this timeline, this branch of your universe, you would have selected 3 really great candidates, but one you would have selected would have not have been so good.
I hadn't even chosen anybody yet. I had some kids at school that I'd seen.
Yes, a Sir Ryan Jones you would have selected as one of your Ranger teammates. You would have picked him to be the Lizard Green Ranger. Unfortunately, Ryan was always seen as a distant child, as a distant kid growing up, and in high school even more so. But you saw greatness in him, and you would have chosen him. Even Zordon, somewhat feeling something beneath him, Zordon would have trusted you and asked if this was your final choice, and he would have went with it. You would say yes, and Ryan Jones would have been added to the team. Fighting Rita Repulsa, one of her favorite things to do is to manipulate Rangers' minds and with mind control. Eventually, Ryan would have been possessed, like everyone on the team would have at some point. But Ryan had an issue. He had talked about it to you at some point, but you thought Ryan could be more. Ryan had a bad case of multiple personality disorder.
Oh, Jesus.
The one he locked deep inside was that of a sociopath. Rita's mind control would have allowed him to be unlocked. Rita would have liked this. He would have become her evil Green Ranger, and he would have been a massive threat, giving him the Sword of Darkness. Ryan would have been hard to put down. Eventually, Ryan would have betrayed Rita and killed her, taking her magic staff, making himself even more powerful. When Lord Zed came along, he would also fall to Ryan. Ryan would have became a great threat, eventually
I don't know
killing.
these people.
You
I
would have
don't read
eventually.
it. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Eventually, Ryan would have became too much of a threat. Becoming more powerful, Ryan would have looked what we call past the veil to other worlds. You see, Charlie, the multiverse is a big place. And at that moment, that's when the branch started to diverge. To stop Ryan from jumping over and being able to stop him first, we had to go back in time to stop you from making the decision. We had to remove you from the equation, Charlie. Your branch, your version of Earth, will be, let's say, it's like trimming a bad limb on a tree. Eventually, another limb will take its place. Hopefully, one that won't lead to such a bad outcome. Here at the GVA, Charlie, we are here to protect the grid and time. And what you would have done would have led to a man hopping around causing chaos everywhere he went.
Ryan would have done that?
Yes.
Man. Well, how about this? Now that you told me that, I just won't pick him. Send me home, and I'll get another kid to be the lizard.
Charlie, I don't know how to explain this to you, but you don't have a home anymore.
What do you mean?
After you were taken through the portal, they would have exposed the discharge. The charge that would have killed the branch of your world, which is now reforming. You don't have a home to go back to currently. The branch is regrowing itself. Only time will tell if that branch is worth keeping around. It's like I said, cutting a limb off a tree that's bad or purging weeds from a garden.
I'm gonna start freaking out and breathing heavily.
It's okay, Charlie. You can calm, just relax and breathe. There's a there's a reason why I chose to come in here, Charlie. There's a reason why I oversaw Jenkins as your representative. Charlie, I think you could be a valuable asset to our team.
You just told me that I don't have a home to go back to. What does that mean? What does that mean? Is my mom okay?
Your mom will be okay once the branch reforms.
I don't understand any of this. Yesterday, I was just kind of going along with all the things that Zordon guy was telling me, and I wrote about it in my journal. When I woke up, I thought it had been a dream, but everything I'd written was still in there. This has nothing to do with that. You're telling me that this is like a Back to the Future thing where I was gonna go. The stuff that Zordon, I was about. Okay, hold on.
Look, it's very confusing. I understand. But here at the GVA, we live here, we work here, outside of space time. Your new home would be here.
I don't want to live here.
Look, Charlie.
What is what? Are you guys even good guys?
Let me tell you a story. This may put your mind at ease and you might consider working here. Some time ago, a man named Tommy Oliver was possessed by the same woman that would have possessed your Ryan Jones. Tommy Oliver would have became her Green Ranger. Different. Not a lizard, he would have been a dragon. It's different. Tommy Oliver, in this universe, would have been okay with it. He would have betrayed Rita eventually and turned on his fellow Ranger team, who did save him from her curse. But eventually he would go back, kill her, and take over her forces. He would then conquer that Earth, combining his powers with that of other Ranger powers.
Mr. Wayland, can I stop you real quick? I'm not going to remember any of these names. There's
Okay,
a lot of
quick
lore.
rundown. A man became so powerful and evil he threatened the fabric of the grid and the multiverse. He was so powerful that he went to fight 3 of the great Morphing Masters and won.
Grid and Morphing Masters.
Technically, at some point, Charlie, you didn't exist, but you don't remember it. He wiped out every instance of the multiverse, collapsed it into one singular entity. You probably had a different life on that world, you just don't remember. Somehow, his old Ranger team was able to fight back, and they broke it, releasing every part of the multiverse back to its original place for the most part. For you, it would have seemed like deja vu, but for those who remember, it was something completely different. Ever since then, Hyperforce was charged with making sure that never happened again through the Morphing Masters. Eventually, they created the GVA, and now here we are. They handle everything that's currently happening. We stop things from happening before they can happen, and if we can't, then they take care of it. Do you understand how big the scope is now?
You're stopping crimes before they happen. And it's okay, so I'm not going to be in a jail. You say you want me on your team?
If you choose to become a part of our team, you will work here like I said, for a very long time. I'm older than I look. Way older than I look. Eventually, you'll work for so long, you don't have to take it immediately. You continue to climb the ranks or work your job. You'll be offered a spot somewhere in one of the many timelines where you can live out the rest of your days in peace, however which way you want to live, until you eventually finally die.
I guess my mom won't have to worry about me anymore if I take a job. Never really had a job like before. Um, and she's not going to worry about me if is the pay is the what's the pay like here?
Most things are, how do you say, they're free. Your living space will be free. You don't pay bills or anything. Food is free. They do have recently a high performance work incentive. We have
You
a
said
few places.
I'm out. You said the food was free. You should have started with that, Waylon. Sign me
Yeah.
up.
So you are willing to work here at the GVA?
Yeah, man. This sounds way less dangerous than the stuff that the blue head was telling me to do.
Okay. Well, we got a bit of time before your trial. Maybe we can catch Judge E before he decides to start your case. If we can convince him that you're going to be working for the GVA, he may cancel the trial, so you still don't have to go through it. If we are able
Oh,
to convince him, you'll start working immediately. There's just a few things you'll have to go through, a few physical tests. You'll have to go through the academy, but before any of that, you'll have to take an eye exam.
I mean, I have these glasses. My eyes aren't really great without them. But I'll
That
do it. I'll do your tests.
okay? Just follow me, and we'll head down to his office, and maybe we can convince him to not go through with the trial.
That would be awesome because I don't think I would do well if put on trial.
All right. I would say gather your things, but you don't have things, so let's go. Hold on a minute. Where are you taking him? I'm taking him to see Judge E. It's a special case. It's none of your business, Sentry. Just let me take him, and you can go do whatever it is you sentries love to do so much. Okay. I'll let you take him, but I'm going to follow behind until you get to the courtroom. Fair enough. So he takes you to the courtroom as the sentry tails behind ever so slightly. You go through the courtroom, and you make your way into Judge E's office. So you walk in, or y'all knock on the door. Come on in. You walk in. Waylon, what are you doing here? Sorry, I took over for Jenkins. I had a special particular interest in this case. All right. And this is Mr. Park, I presume.
Yes, sir. I'll hold my hand out
He
to
shakes your
shake
hand.
his hand. It's I don't know if it's in y'all's files or not. It's actually my government name is Parker, but I go by Park.
Yes, we are very familiar with your choice of name. That's why we call you Park. We want you to be very comfortable here, Mr. Park.
Thank you.
Anyway, Mr. Park, you're being accused of creating we call it a Draken. You're being accused of creating a Draken situation. And I'm guessing you're here because you have decided to join us here at the GVA, or else you would have waited for the trial.
Yes, I don't want to be put on trial for things I've not done, and now that I know about it, I promise I won't do it. But now that I have the option to really not be in trouble with you guys, I will take it.
All right, Mr. Park. I'm guessing Wayland here has told you everything about what you're going to have to go through to join the GVA.
Yeah, the physical stuff, which I mean, I'm not super strong, but I rollerblade, so I've got a little bit of agility. And as far as the eye exam, like y'all can check out my prescription. You'll see how bad my eyes are, and as long as you just if y'all can fill this prescription right now, these glasses are good. But I try to take care of them because my mom says they're really expensive, and so I don't know if y'all provide sort of that stuff. But what if you do provide me with more glasses other than this? Right now, you don't need to because I have these. I'll take very good care of them.
We've got plenty of doctors and other things that can provide you with any medical care that you need. At the time, Mr. Whalen has probably expressed how everything here is free. The only thing that's really of any value are the recently done in high performance work extended, which is mini stores we have here at the GVA where you can spend your hard earned money. Well, money per se, it's more like a point system, but you can spend it and then you can get stuff to decorate your little apartment and your desk to show more personality. We're trying to flesh out the GVA to where people feel more unique. It's a new thing that's going on. I'm sure you'll like it.
Real quick question. You were talking about my world being like a branch, and if it does reboot or come back or grow, or whatever it was you were saying, if that does happen, could some of my pay be put into a situation that helps my mom with her living situation?
Unfortunately, Charlie, we really can't
You might want to
interfere.
just lie to this kid just to get him. Like, I'm just this is James saying like just lie to this kid.
Well, Charlie,
Like,
it would
yeah, we'll
be
make sure she's good.
it'll be a
Just kidding.
be really hard to pull off. But maybe we can figure something out to where I mean, you're going to be here for a long time, Charlie. Your
Okay.
mother really aren't supposed to interfere, but your mother winning the lottery one time with a ton of
I
money.
wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking like $100 every month, like some little.
I don't know, Charlie. The Powerball where you were from is pretty high at the time.
That I didn't know y'all had those capabilities. Um, yeah. Okay.
It's okay, Charlie. We'll figure something out. Once the branch reforms and your mother eventually exists and eventually has you again, as long as anything or isn't doesn't happen or no bad choices are made, we'll be able to help out your mother to some degree. After all, you're going to be working here for, as we joke around here at the GVA, for an eternity. Till we find you a place somewhere in the timelines where you can live a happy life until you die of old age.
Okay. I'm just accepting it like he doesn't really know what's going on, but he's just like, I'll just say yes and to everything.
Okay, now I'll leave it up to you, Wayland, and you can take Mr. Charlie here to go and get his eye exam and make sure he signs all the documents and does the recording, and we'll be good to go. All right, Mr. Charlie, Mr. Park, your case has been dismissed. He stands a few things. He stands back up. Welcome to the GVA, and I hope you have a good eternity. And he, I'm just playing. I hope you
Just
have a
kind
good
of
time working here.
Charlie chuckles nervously and just does goes along.
Well, alrighty then. Since you are now a member of the GVA and he takes off your handcuffs, we'll get you a proper suit at some point. But for now, we got to go fill out those forms and do your recording. And then once we get that done, you will be a new member here at the GVA. Hope you're ready,
What is
Charlie.
what does this GVA stand for?
Grid Variance Authority.
Okay, I wish I had a notepad. I would have taken some notes. I'll get it. I'll figure it out. You say we're here for eternity, right?
It's a little joke, but technically true in some aspects. I hope. Just walk and talk with me as y'all walk and leave Judge E's office. All right, Charlie. Now, when you go to the academy, you're going to learn a few things. You'll be picked what you excel at. Whatever it is you're best at, what you're good at, what you're comfortable at, that's what you'll be picked for. Now, in the off chance, and I mean the very slim chance you are not fit for anything, and when I tell you anything, we have janitors, stuff like that, you'll find something that you will be, capable of doing. We have something for everybody. But I'm really interested in, Charlie, I think you would really excel in certain areas. But we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being a janitor, but this place looks really clean. Your current janitors seem to do a really good job. Like I run my finger across the wall and there's like no dust.
They do a fantastic job, Charlie.
Kind of
But,
makes me nervous. I don't know if I'm that good.
oh no, trust me, Charlie, I think you'll excel really well here. I think you'll do a fantastic job. You'll come with me, I can, So, I'll go to step outside. And so, go to step outside for the first time. You never saw the outside before. Before you step outside, says, "Look, I need to tell you something. Some people, when they see this, they can't fathom it. So, if your brain melts, I'm sorry,
What?
but there's nothing I can do for it. But hopefully, your mind can comprehend it. I have faith in you. Some people, usually, you take my hand and you close your eyes, and I'll let you know when you can open them. You close your eyes, he leads you outside, he gets you in a good place, says, All right, Charlie, you can open your eyes. And what you see is in reference art.
Whoa! Whoa! What is this place?
This is the GVA, Charlie.
This looks like
Infinite in
something out
scope.
of Star Wars or Star Trek.
Well, I'm just glad your brain didn't melt. If it was going to melt, we would have known by now. So you get in this. He tells you to get in this car-looking thing. It seems like a what Charlie would know as like a sci-fi-esque car, a flying kind of car. It doesn't have wheels or anything. He's seen Back to the Future. He's seen future cars.
Yeah, no, that wasn't in that wasn't in the first movie.
Oh, that's right. That's the second movie. Fuck.
But he's seen Star Wars. If Star Wars exists,
Yeah,
so he
Star
knows about
Wars.
the land speeder, but it doesn't go that high.
So he's like, just get in. It's a car per se.
Okay, I get in.
You take off and you start flying. Da-da-da-da-da. So
Glad I
this
didn't waste
one,
my time getting my driver's license with a normal car.
well, Charlie, these cars wouldn't have been developed for a long time. You'd be dead 10 times over before your world got these cars. So you get taken to a place. It's very hospital-esque, kind of like.
Yeah.
You get taken to a small room. It's got a camera and stuff in it, and a small table with a chair. Take a seat right there, Charlie, and we'll begin shortly.
I do so.
All right, Charlie. Basically, this is a recording. Working here at the GVA sometimes, because there is no time, we can forget things. This is to make sure you remember who you are and why you're here. So basically, you're going to tell the camera that you chose to work at the GVA. You understand the crime you committed, and you want to work here to whatever reason you can think of. You don't really got to say anything on that part. Just that you chose to work here, you understand what your crime was, and who you are.
Okay. Do I just go?
Let me
Do I
get it
just start?
recording. You can start now.
My name is Charlie Park, and I'm here at the GVA. Um, I've been explained a lot, everything. It sounds like a pretty good deal. I'm gonna come work here for as long as I can. because it'll get me out of the trouble that I would have gotten in if I had been left to my own devices. I don't want to make a dragon. I don't want to do that. Sorry, Ryan, to put you in that spot. Now that won't have to happen, and I will stay out of everybody's hair and stay here and work and yeah, and that's what I'll do.
You need to specifically say that you choose to work, or this is your choice.
Oh yes, this this is my choice. They made it sound like it's a good deal, and hopefully after my assessment, I'll have a good job. And yeah, this is my choice because this will be good. My mom won't have to worry about me anymore. Sounds like the universe is going to be in a better situation with me here. Win-win situation. So this is my choice to work here at the GVA and with what did he call it? The Hyperforce?
Hyperforce, yes, the original. We're a branch. We're a branch company per se.
Yeah, then that's who I'm working with, and I choose this is under my own. What's the word? It starts with like a V. Volition. Is that right? Am I using that word right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Under that, me, Charlie Park, GVA, Dream Team. Let's do it.
All right. Thank you for that, Charlie. And now the next part is going to be your eye exam. You're going to have to take off your glasses. Can't have you cheating.
Okay. I take them off, and where do I look?
He pulls something out. He walks you to another room. It's got this big machine thing in it. Just sit down in the chair. The thing will come down, and we'll make sure your eyes are fine. Obviously, you need glasses. Don't worry about that. But sometimes eyes are finicky, and we could potentially make it to where you don't need glasses.
I like kind of wearing glasses. This girl, Samantha, told me that before I had glasses, I didn't have a personality, and then after I had glasses, people talk to me a little bit more. I notice it's like 12%. I don't really know the actual numbers, but if I could, I like to have glasses.
So you want to keep your glasses?
Yes, please. If that's yes. I don't need to. If you can fix my vision, I'd rather. And if you do, then give me maybe really good fake frames.
Oh,
Yeah.
Charlie,
I'm sorry.
you're gonna do great here. I can already tell. The Office loves a good laugh.
Yeah, that was a joke. Okay, yeah. Take off my glasses and yeah.
You take off your glasses, and it says, "Well, Charlie, after this everything, I gotta turn you over to the doctors, and then you'll be assigned an apartment, and you'll be going to the academy. So I won't see you for a while, but I hope to see you around the office."
Thanks, Mr. Wayland, and just thank you.
So this machine comes down, and and the doctor says, "Now just look directly at the little lens there. It's gonna feel a bit weird, but it will go away after slightly. It's just checking your eye's refraction."
Okay.
And with a blink, Charlie is no more. Everything that makes Charlie Charlie, his memories, all that. Some things, like I said, you get 2 choices of things to keep that for no reason, like maybe a particular type of food, some personality trait, stuff like that. You do get to, it will bleed through a little bit, but core memories and stuff are gone.
Okay, that's not Charlie anymore.
Okay, so Charlie goes on through the academy where he excels in the computer aspect.
The individual formerly known as Charlie.
Yeah. Given a new identity of, did you settle on Fredrickson?
Yeah.
Okay. New identity of Fredrickson. You went to the academy and you excelled at quick computer work and data entry. You made some friends, per se, but they all went to different places. You are told about the Morphing Masters and their mission. You are told that they are there to help guide the GVA for everything, all time. You learn the GVA motto, which is if once, then always. You read the handbook. You get really good at memorizing the handbook, all that kind of stuff, and you are eventually given your final test to decide where you're going to go. You're physically adept, you kind of have to have some physicality no matter where you go. You exceed at crunching numbers and being really good at it, although a bit odd. You like to bubble in stuff that you don't have to. You eventually become a part of the data input team, or data entry. You're in data entry. So after all that, you make some friends. Yada yada. We're gonna make a leap in time, Fredrickson. I'm gonna go ahead and jump you to your office space. Yeah, this is your office. This is data entry. So this is your hold on, wait a minute. Let me see. Is that the one I picked? Yeah. So these are they are separated. There is actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna put you in the corner. You got the corner. So imagine these more or less like they're separated. There are walls between each one.
Yeah.
It's not open. There is separating.
Okay.
So after all that, we're fast forwarding God knows how long. Charlie didn't get a lot of sleep. You're kind of tired. Downtime. You don't have any papers in your stack. We're gonna say there's a stack here at the end. It's got in and out boxes kind of thing. You've done all your work. You're pretty quick at it, even though you bubble the bubbles people don't. You're still one of the fastest in data entry. And you start to hear, hey, are you awake in there?
What? Yeah, I'm awake. What's up? I wasn't.
Hey, you know what today is?
I lied. I wasn't really awake. What's going on?
It's pizza day at the lunchroom.
God, what is it with you and pizza?
I don't know, man. It's just really good stuff. I just really like it. Okay, I can't explain it. I just do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just meant to like it or something.
I'm more of like a processed pastry kind of guy, and I know that pizza is a pastry, but
pizza is a pastry. I didn't really think about that. Now that you mention it, oh my god, it's a fucking pastry.
I mean, kinda. Not really. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know me. I never know what I'm talking about.
Beyond that, Jenkins retires today. We're never going to see our boss again. He's going.
Well, who's gonna be in charge of us? Like, just do they promote from within, or I don't even really remember how we got here.
Apparently, some guy from Sector A was also up for a promotion, and apparently he's going to be our new overseer.
Oh, man, Jenkins wasn't a bad guy. I hope that things continue to run smoothly under the new boss.
Yeah, I hope so. I just hope he has. I mean, Jenkins wasn't a bad guy, but him and Judge Whalen really didn't get along that well.
Yeah, Wayland always kind of looked at me weird. Every time he talked to me, it was like he like, I don't know. We were good friends, but it was just, I don't know. It was like some weird knowing thing. Like he knew me. It was weird.
Yeah, that's true. Well, either way, I mean, I've never seen anyone from Sector A before. I wonder how different they are.
Paul, let's just focus on work. Actually, my inbox is empty. If you would like, I could take some stuff from your inbox, and we could focus on work. And time would kind of maybe. I mean, not that time would move faster, but it would just feel like, um, you know, we would learn more without having to sit in anticipation, which I actually hate anticipation. Um, so, what do you think? You want to give me some of your work?
Uh, I mean, I could, and all he would have to do is just, fill out the was supposed to be filled out by me, wasn't filled out by me, and attach it to the form. But even though Jenkins is out the door, he did say that a lot of us needed to stop giving you our work.
Well, Jenkins won't need to know about it because he's out the door already anyway.
Yeah, but
So,
what if the new guy doesn't like it? What if we make a bad impression on the first day?
well, we could always say that Jenkins let us do it and he'll be gone and it'll be, like he would have been the one that got in trouble for that.
Okay.
Just give
I
me your
mean,
word.
I don't have that
I
much
want it.
left.
I need it.
I don't have that much left anyways. I can give you half of it. It's only a couple of forms.
You go,
And
and then you can get your pizza faster.
well, that's true. But even if I don't give you the work, lunchtime is still lunchtime.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to get your work. I'm sorry. I don't mean to try to manipulate you, Paul.
All right, here you go. Here's half of it. It's only 2 forms.
That's not enough, man.
That's all I have.
No, okay. I'll figure something out. I'll try to go slower. But
So,
okay, if you want to keep talking about the new boss, you can. Maybe that'll slow me down a little bit.
well, I heard he's a bit different. I haven't seen him yet, but yesterday while heading back to my apartment, someone said that well, okay, well, it's kind of hard to say. You know how, you're you, but I'm me. And there are more people that look like you than look like me. I mean, I don't know what I am exactly, but not everyone here has green skin. I mean, some have different colored skin. And then there's the lady who has 3 of herself, that's herself, but they're all her. I think they called her a Triforian, whatever that is. And then we have the people who need the water all the time and all these other crazy guys. One of the janitors is a giant blue monkey thing. I don't even know what that is.
Oh yeah. I think I overheard somebody say that we're God, what was the word? It's like different species or something like that.
That
I don't
could
I
be
don't
it.
know. I don't know. It's like a classification of our forms. I'd never paid any attention to it.
That's true. But apparently he's not like you, which is apparently a big deal for our sector. Apparently
Oh yeah,
he's
there's a lot of guys that look like me with the this skin or yeah.
yeah, the skin and the hair mostly on the head, nowhere else. That's so weird. Not as weird as the people that need the water though. They got those big heads.
Yeah, man. I wonder what kind of computing power those babies can hold.
And yeah, the people with the tentacles that with the little antennae that grow out of their head and they can read minds and shit. Wish I had something cool. I've got this. I don't know what this is on my back. It's like a backpack, but not a backpack. I can go inside of it and it's like really durable.
Polly, Polly, you're the coolest guy I know. If we had more guys like you, they would probably all be my best friends. I don't know what that thing on your back is either, but you're seriously like my best friend.
Ah, thanks,
And I
man.
wouldn't want you to be any different. And I hope that our new boss is like you.
If he is like me, maybe he'll be able to answer some questions. I wonder. Well, no time to wonder now. I guess it'd be nice if we had a fresh start after lunchtime. Maybe then we could actually, I don't know, come back and not have to do as much. Well, then again, after lunch, usually the sentries do pick up, and the analysts, they bring a lot of paperwork. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes I wish I could just go around and shoot people and solve all my problems.
Hey, whoa.
I mean, that's what they do, isn't it?
Yeah, but all that
That's all they
violence.
talk about in the
Yeah,
hallways and everything.
those guys are scary. They were built that way. I don't think me and you were built for things like that.
I don't know. They have a hard time hitting me whenever I'm in this thing on my back.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I look at you and I just don't think like that we were built for violence. No
Well,
offense. I mean, please don't take offense to that. That's a compliment. You know, we're the numbers guys. We they, they need us more than they need, people going around pruning people.
that's true. Sometimes, and if I don't know, I wanted to do the IT bit, but uh, I don't know. They said the IT department's all the way at the bottom, and that sounded scary. And I was apparently smart enough I could basically go anywhere that wasn't a sentry. So I chose here instead. Sometimes I wonder what it's like down in the IT department. Maybe we should make a day. Maybe make a day to go down there and see what it's like.
That doesn't sound interesting to me at all. But if you want to, I'd do that with you for you. But I'm not gonna have a good time.
I mean, yeah, it is pretty scary down there. They said the elevator that takes you to the IT department is also really old and squeaky.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. We could hurt our ankles.
That's true. You and Polly continue your conversation, going about your daily stuff. You see where Fredrickson works. You know what you do. You know who your closest workmate is, and you have two more on the other side. I just haven't finalized what they're going to be yet, quite.
Okay.
But we're going to leave off there. Here before lunchtime, your introduction to the GVA. You are in data entry. You work with a version of Donatello named Paul. And yeah, that's pretty much it for your GVA session.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I
it
like
was
that.
indeed fun. All right, everybody. Welcome to the second OVA session. This is for Javier, or Juan, as he is outside of game. Won't be Javier for long. Hi, my name is Jay. I play literally everyone else. Juan.
That was big yawn, my bad. I am Juan and I play Javier, soon to not be Javier.
All right, Javier, we're back to that faithful day. The day Danny died. Instead, seeing your brother threatened with his life, Javier doesn't let that happen. He goes through the pain and he keeps his brother alive, beating down every bad person who came that day and just taking them down, saving your brother's life. Eventually, when you find your power, your brother Danny would also find his own power, a Tyrannosaurus based power. You would become a very powerful duo in cleaning up the street crime in your area, making neighborhood and your overall city safe. Eventually, y'all would get contacted by other Rangers, help with some big threats. But let's say this version of Danny was not so pure of heart. He would want more. Seeing all the Rangers and their different abilities, he would want those, want more power. But he couldn't take them on, not all of them at once. He had to start small. There's only one place he could go. Danny would jump Javier. Danny was the only person Javier ever let his guard down. Danny will succeed, steal your power, merge it with his own, and then proceed to steal more Ranger powers, becoming a big threat to your universe. And Danny would eventually look beyond the veil. And in this moment, Danny, before he could step through, would cease to exist. As we rewind back all these years, back to that fateful day again, right after you manage to save Danny, portals open up, and a lot of Black Power Ranger sentries come out, along with some men in suits. Javier, you are under arrest for violating several laws. Come with us. Don't make this difficult.
I don't care who the IRS sends. I'm not paying taxes.
He really thinks for the IRS. All right, whatever. If you're not going to come quietly, our Ranger sentries will make you come quietly.
Make me come quiet.
They ready all of their rifles.
God, much more well armed than the last guys they sent.
Javi, what's going on? Who are these people? What do they want?
Don't worry. Wait for me at home. I'll be back soon. You know I always do.
So what are you gonna do now?
And I go with them.
They handcuff you and they take you through a portal, and you end up here. I'll place a Ranger sentry down so that way you can see. He motions you to follow him down the hall.
Bro, are the handcuffs necessary? I just said I'd come with you willingly.
Stop talking.
Oh my God, you're no fun.
He opens his door, and imagine there's a chair here.
Imagine there's a chair here, okay.
Yeah. You sit down, a man before you says, "If you could, sir, please refrain from talking, because in a few minutes, once this furnace printing, I will have to make you sign this to prove that this is everything you've ever said. So don't talk."
Javier looks like he's about to say something that just decides to not say anything.
You wait for many, many papers to finish printing as he puts a fat stack in front of you at the desk and gives you a pen. You can go through all of it and double check that this is everything you said, or you could do us both a favor and just sign the top page.
He's gonna look at the first page and just give it a glance over, just to be like in his mind to be like, wow, they really just did print whatever I said. quietly under his breath, he just would be like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the printer goes off and prints another page. He slaps it on top. What did I say about talking?
He's just gonna make oh my bad, look, and then just sign.
And the Saints Ranger sentry walks in. He has a jumpsuit and he has a bag. Go in that bathroom. It's at the back of this room, the furthest to left. Change into these clothes. Put everything on your person and your clothes in this bag.
I know. I still can't talk, right?
The Ranger sentry say, "You signed your paperwork. You can talk again."
Okay, cool. All right.
So yeah, just go in this bathroom here and change and put all your possessions. You can try to sneak possessions if you want. That's up to you.
Nah, I'm just gonna put everything in there, whatever it may be in this universe or this whatever it is. And my shoes, even the Tims.
This fit.
This is it. This is the fit. All right, and then I'm gonna come back out.
You hand the bag of your old clothes and belongings to the sentry.
Wait, so does that mean I have no shoes on?
Yeah, you don't have shoes currently.
All right, you couldn't brought me some slippers or something.
He takes the bag. All right, let's go.
All right.
Follow me. You come into this room and you see a lot of people. Each of these desks here have someone on the side with a seat and someone on the other side also in a seat. Just imagine there's a seat on each side of these. All of them are talking to people in jumpsuits just like you, and there are Black Ranger sentries all in here waiting for the people they brought in to take them to the next stage. All right, There is a woman on the far end. She doesn't have anyone. Go talk to her. She'll explain a few things.
All right. Gotta say, bro, the fit, you're killing it.
Oh, I know. All right, we have Mr. She adjusts her glasses. Mr. Pascal Javier. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah.
All right, Mr. Pascal, I want you to recognize that you are here because you had committed a few crimes against the grid and the timeline, and we just want to make sure that you understand a few things before we start your trial.
Rhymes. What
Yes,
was
you
the crime?
see, I can't explain it. You'll be able to talk about it when you speak to your representative, who will be representing you in the court case. They will be able to tell you more, but all I can tell you now is you've committed crimes, and we need you to sign these 2 forms you put on the desk, recognizing that you are aware you've committed a crime and that you are going to tell your story and your part and the truth in the court case.
Javier clearly doesn't know what crime he committed.
So if you just sign here, print here, and then sign here again, signature here, and then a print here again, and you'll be good to go. We
Alright.
already have someone representing you for your case. You are getting Mr. Whalen. He's a great analyst. You have a great representative.
If you say so, and then he's just gonna sign it because he's just like, all right, he just walked this over.
Okay, quick and to the point. I like that. You'll be taken to a room where Mr. Whalen will be with you shortly. Hope you have a good case.
Yeah, maybe afterwards, me and you could. No, I'm not. It's like I doubt that. Just like it like flashes you right there.
All right, come on. I'll take you to the room. And this is the part where we go upstairs to floor 2.
Nice.
So you have your second floor, and he walks you down to here. All right. Go in this room, sit in a chair. Mr. Whalen will be with you shortly.
All right.
I'll be
Yeah.
standing out here in the door. I can hear everything you do. Don't try anything stupid.
Why would I do that? As I walk in.
All right. You sit there for a little bit. You think about things, maybe what crimes you've committed. You're really confused in the moment. And you hear, Mr. Whalen. Yeah, he's in there. The door opens. A man comes through. Man sits down. All right, Mr. Pascal. Javier. Okay. My name is Wayland, and I'm here to represent you today in the court of your hearing. He reaches out his hand to shake your hand.
I shake his hand and I'm like, bro, I'm really confused. What crime did I commit?
All right, that's where I come in. Right before your case, I'm able to tell you exactly what crime you committed. Javier Pascal, you are Javier Pascal of Earth 7Z440. Javier, you saved your brother. Although a commendable act, unfortunately, you weren't supposed to do that. Well, you could have. But your brother would eventually grow to become a power-hungry monster and attack you, betray you, kill others, and start to what we call peek beyond the veil. Going to other worlds. Multiverse, Javier, if you understand that. Are you following me?
I think so, but Teddy wouldn't do those things.
Usually Danny wouldn't, but this version of your Earth, Danny isn't so pure of heart. Your brother would be consumed by the power he gains to help you fight crime and monsters alike. And unfortunately, he'd grow too powerful. So we had to stop you from saving your brother. You see,
Wait.
when branches go bad, too bad that they infect other branches, think of it like a tree. There's a branch that's not too good, bad of health. That's fine. If it starts to affect the rest of the tree, you have to chop it off. Let it regrow. Let it change. We had to pull you out and cut the branch so it could die and grow again. Hopefully this time your brother will be a lot better.
So is everything good then? Like you said, it's growing back. It's gonna grow back.
Well, the branch is currently reforming. We don't
Mm.
have all the specifics yet. but unfortunately, you still committed a crime against the grid. The grid is basically what gives everything life, supplies powers to particular people, and watches over us.
So
The
my
morphing,
crime is protecting someone?
unfortunately, that's the way it sounds. And it is. But you couldn't have known that your brother would be evil
So how is that a crime?
because you created what we call a draken. Your actions of saving your brother created a man so powerful he seek to go beyond his own world. Once your brother would have hopped beyond worlds, we would have been hard for us to keep track of him. He would have poisoned more branches, turning them, changing them. Outside influence cannot be tolerated anymore. The Morphing Masters will not allow it. So we have to do our best to make sure this tree that is the multiverse stays correct, doesn't get too crazy, can't have too many people hopping around changing events in worlds they don't live in.
Okay. Okay, so what does that mean for me though?
You're going to be trialed. You're going to either found guilty or not guilty. Not a lot of people are found not guilty. The way we determine who's responsible for the crime is when the point diverges. The point diverged when you saved your brother. The only way to diverge the branch back to normal and let it regrow, hopefully better, is to take you out of the equation. Another version of you and your brother will grow from this new branch, and hopefully the branch will stable. If your brother becomes evil, so be it, as long as he doesn't choose to look beyond the veil and cross into other worlds. But I have another option for you, if you'd listen.
As long as you don't mess with my brother, I'll listen.
All right. Instead of going through the trial, you could work here at the GVA.
Doing what?
It depends. You'll have to go through the academy. Once you go through the academy, you'll be selected for a wide variety of jobs. But I think I have a job that'll be pretty perfect for you.
All right, well, lay it on me.
You know that man outside, the men that surrounded you?
Oh, yeah, those dripped out guys? Hell yeah.
I think you'd make a perfect fit for that position. I think you'd be a good, even potential, squad leader. I think you have it in you.
All right, I'm liking what I hear.
But you also have to pass the academy. Depending on what your scores are and what you excel in, that'll determine your job. But I think you'll do just fine to become a sentry.
All right, when can if you'll have me, I accept.
Okay. Now we have to go to the judge. Hopefully before your trial starts. If we can convince him before your trial starts, then you won't have to go through the whole case. You just have to go through a few formalities after you accept. If he passes you through and allows you to work here at the GVA, you'll have to do a few things: physical exam, a video recording of you accepting the position, and an eye exam. Sounds pretty simple.
Right.
Wouldn't you agree?
Eye exam just seems unnecessary. My eyes have been perfect since I can remember. They're still perfect.
Well, there are a few things in this job that require some decent eyesight. It's very particular in how it works with the light refraction in your eyes. If you don't have that capability, we'll have to manually, surgically alter your eyes to be able to pick up on these things. We're in a weird space. We're not somewhere on a different planet. We're not even on your Earth. We're in a place where time and space don't exist. Things can get a little wonky, which is why you need the eye exam. So you can see these things and avoid falling into a small wormhole and being eaten and shredded alive. Spaghettification.
Okay. So that guy out there had to do it too.
Everyone here has to do it. Even I had to do it.
Oh, okay. All right then.
Well, follow me and we'll go see the judge, and we will see about getting you started at the academy. So you walk out. All right, let's go. Now hold on a minute. We have someone here that would like to have a job, particularly a job as a sentry. I think he'd make a good fit. You saw the men that he took down, how surrounded he was. With proper training, he could become an unstoppable force of nature. Wouldn't you say? No, he was pretty impressive. You gonna take him to judge? Yes, I'm gonna take him to the judge. All right, I'm gonna watch from afar until you get there, till you get into the courtroom. Fair enough. So he takes you, and y'all walk up to the courtroom to go to the judge's office.
Right. I tell this guy, I look forward to hopefully working with you.
Yeah, uh-huh. So takes you to the courtroom. You'll go through and you'll wind up in this office. He knocks first, but then he gets told to come on in.
Okay.
So you'll come on in. Javier, Judge E. Literally, just the word E. Probably easy if you just call him Mr. E. Judge E makes him sound like he's, well, more judgy. The judge laughs. Always with the jokes, Waylon. But yes, I am Mr. E, the judge. Mr. Javier, what brings you into my office today?
Mr. Whalen here said that I might be able to get a job as a sentry, but I have to go through the academy.
So you want a job as a sentry? Well, I looked over your file, and I gotta say that I'm pretty impressed. You would probably make a really fine sentry, but you have to meet certain requirements to be a sentry. Do you think you're up for the task?
I'm willing to try, sir.
Working for the GVA is also in itself not a small task. I don't know if Mr. Whalen told you or not, but time doesn't work the same way it does back where you live.
What do you
Time
mean?
doesn't really flow here. It does, but in small increments.
So you guys are older than you look?
We're a lot older than we look, son. A lot older. Although you won't feel the passage of time, things can go by pretty quickly. Centuries can pass and you won't know it.
Javier just kind of leans back in the chair like, wow, that's crazy.
Which is why we also require the video footage of you accepting the job. You could be here for a long time. Memory could fade a little bit. It reminds you of who you are deep down and why you're here. Keeps you from going insane. Not a lot of people have to watch it, but it happens occasionally. After they watch it, they understand they're back to doing what they're going to be doing.
Okay. Where? How do we get started on this process?
Well, first I got to stamp a few things of paper, cancel your trial, and start forwarding your paperwork to the academy. Mr. Whalen here will explain a few more things about what you'll be doing, where you'll live, and while he's taking you to the doctor's portion of the GVA to get your eye exam and your physical. Are you sure this is what you want?
I'm positive.
All right. He stamps a couple of things of paperwork, staples it together, signs it, and then puts it in his outbox. All right. Well, Mr. Javier Pascal, welcome to the GVA, and I hope to see you around the office.
Thank you, sir.
He reaches out to shake your hand.
I give him a handshake and a firm one at that.
Well, all right. Since you can be working at the GVA, Waylon pulls out keys, undoes your cuffs. Welcome aboard. I'll tell you more about the job on the way over.
All right, cool. So when do I get that drippy outfit? No,
when you get
I don't say that.
when you get to the academy, they're gonna appreciate your enthusiasm as you'll head back down the stairs. All right. Now, before we go outside, I have to tell you to brace yourself. What you're about to see has blown several people's minds, as in their mind melts.
Oh,
If you're unsure of yourself, you can close your eyes and I'll lead you outside. And then you can open them when I get you in a good spot. Usually helps.
I think I can handle this, a few sights.
Okay, so you go to walk outside with Waylon. This is what you see when he opens the door.
Oh shit! This is some like Star Wars looking shit.
This is the GVA, an infinite place. A lot of people get their mind blown when they see this. Seems to never end, which it doesn't. He points you.
Crazy.
He starts to walk over to the left, and you see what essentially is a futuristic-esque car. No wheels.
Javier's gonna look down under it like wheels and like put his hand where a wheel normally would be, like, but
Oh, no wheels. Where are we going? This is it's gonna fly.
a flying car. Never thought I'd see the day.
So he'll get in the car, and on the way, he explains a few things. So, once you're at the academy, you'll be stationed at the academy until you've finished. Once you pass and you've been assigned a job, you'll have to go for extra training, sentry training. They don't offer that until after you get out of the academy. Most things that the people learn in the academy to be analysts, data entry, all that can be learned at the academy. Most of it requires more field work. You'll have to go to get extra training to be a sentry. If that's what you're going to go for and that's what you get, I can't guarantee you'll get the sentry position, but I believe you will. You'll go through the sentry training, essentially a small boot camp where you'll be assigned what we call them colors, basically. You'll be assigned a color. Most basic people get the standard black, like the guy you saw before, but it ranges depending on what you excel in. Some people get gold; those are squad leaders. Some get pink, long range. Some get yellow, close range, sharp weaponry. Medium range to close combat are the black mastodons. The green are tech based. They're there to be in the field and be with tech supporting people. High machinery, equipment, help with any objects or anything that gets in their way, kind of thing. After you go through the academy and go through sentry training, you'll be given a designation at your living quarters. Basically, think of like a small apartment. That's where you'll go day to day. Don't worry about anything. Clothing provided. Water, electricity, all free. Everything is free, including the food. So you don't have to worry about anything. However, they did recently create a sort of high performance work incentive. You'll get these points attached to your data device, your personal computer device. A computer assistant device, a CAD as we call them. Two different types depending on what job you have. Yours will be wrist mounted. You'll get these points attached to your device. There are several places you can go to spend to, well, for you, it's going to be a locker in your apartment. Other people, it'll be desks in their apartment. Little things, little trinkets you can do to spice up your living quarters or your locker. Lots of things. You can use those points to, like I said, there's lots of stuff in there and many different places to get them. So they're really trying to see if this takes off, and I think it's worked out a lot. I've seen a lot more originality recently. It's really starting to shine through. I think you'll enjoy it.
This all sounds great.
They call you back where we started, and they sit you in a room with a chair and a small desk in front of you and a camera on the other side of the desk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, that too.
All right, Javier. Whenever you're ready, here's what you need to say. This is in case you lose your mind and you've been here for too long and you don't remember where you are. Eventually, most people start to lose their mind. They remember them who they are, and then eventually they retire. When you retire, you go to they find a particular spot for you in the multiverse, and they pluck you there. So you can live out the rest of your life until you die of old age, hopefully. You'll have a good life. After all this time working here, they want to make sure you're set up straight. But this is just in case you need to remind yourself, but you want to work here a little longer. That and you need to know who you are when you would get put to a particular timeline in the multiverse. So you're going to say who you are, a little bit about yourself, and that you choose to work here at the GVA.
So do I just start whenever?
Let me know when you're ready, and I'll press the record button.
All right. Javier's going to take a second to gather his thoughts of what he wants to say.
Doesn't have to be a lot.
Can you give me an example? Always better to hear it from somebody else.
If it was me, back in my day, I think I said something like, "Hi, I'm Wayland. You're Wayland. You've lost your mind a little bit. Here's a little reminder. We like pie. Lots of different varieties of pie. You know the kind: blueberry, apple, key lime. Maybe a little cheesecake every now and again. You like your office to be nice and neat. Your desk to be nice and neat. You enjoy the walks around the GVA to help clear your head on the outer sides where you can see it all, taking the big picture. Remember who you are. Most importantly, remember, I chose to work at the GVA. I wanted to accept the mission. I wanted to help keep the multiverse a safe place. It is my decision as Wayland." Don't have to go into that much detail, but there's a little to give you a little bit of an idea.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
He presses record.
Hi, I'm Javier Pascal. You like to do physical exercise and other physical activities. We're here at the GVA, offered a job. And we chose to accept it. It's like this message was in case you start to lose your shit. You got to remember why you're here, that you chose to be here, and most importantly, who you're doing this for. I choose to work at the GVA.
All right, that's good. That'll work. Now for that eye exam. So y'all get to this like hospital area. I don't have a map for this, so this is theater of the mind.
Okay.
You get there. He goes up to the front. This lady clicks on the computer. She says, "Okay." You'll sit there. You wait for a little bit. You see other people pass through, come and go. Eventually, Mr. Pascal and Waylon. As y'all get up, you'll go down the hallway. You get in this room, and it's a chair with this like machine wrapped around it. A piece that curves over your head, and with like some kind of a machinery in the at the end of it, right at the eye level. And then the doctor says, "Just take a seat right there in the chair, and we'll get started with your eye exam, Mr. Pascal."
What the hell is that thing?
That's the eye exam. It's not it's the examination device and also the repair device at the same time.
Repair device?
Like I said, if your eyes can't refract certain versions of light, this will take care of it.
Well, it kind of weird. Kind of looks a little bit intimidating, but if you say so.
I mean, I had to go through it, and I'm perfectly fine.
All right, Javier said, I ain't bitch made.
So you get in the chair. All right, the machine's going to warm up a little bit, and then once I tell you, you'll look directly at the center. You'll see a red light. You look there, keep your eyes open, and we'll see if you can refract that light, Mr. Pascal.
All right.
Machine starts to start up. You can feel it. You can hear the whirring and everything. And as Waylon across the room, you can hear him, but you can't see him. There's nothing. So all you had to look at is that little thing. Well, Mr. Pascal, if you become a sentry, I may not see you as often, but I still hope to see you in the office from time to time. I have no doubts that you'll succeed.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence. Oh, and after later down the line, could you update me on that branch?
Yes. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Cool. I look forward to it. Hearing about my brother, if he's okay and if he's good now.
And you'll hear this a lot. It's the GVA's motto. But if once, then always.
If once, then always.
Yes. And the doctor says, "All right, if you look at that little red spot there, we'll get started with that exam."
All right. And he's gonna shift a little bit and then look at the red light.
And 1, 2, and then a flash of light. Javier is no more. He will spend a few months going to the academy. You will meet the requirements to be a sentry. You will go to be a sentry, go through Sentry Academy training, and you will be assigned a squad. You will start your career as a sentry, as a black mastodon. You'll be assigned a squad with a green Zeo, a gold, a pink, and a yellow. Those are your squad mates. You meet them after the academy. You probably saw some in the academy, but you were too focused on probably being the toughest and the strongest in the room to really recognize faces. You got assigned to your squad. You made your way, got to your locker. You were excited. You were excited to eventually get your first field outing. You had heard about field outings, going in there, taking people, arresting them, or at worst, killing them. You learned at the academy, especially sentry training, not every single outing results in bringing someone back for trial. Some people don't go quietly, and you have to defend yourself. Sometimes you can restrain them. Restraining them is the first thing, But when your squad leader says restraining will not work, we have to just get rid of it. Whatever it is, whoever it is. You've learned that hard truth. But even then, you're still excited. You can't wait to bring in your first person to trial and go out in the field. You got settled in your apartment. It's not a bad apartment. You like it. And that's where we're going to leave off with you for now. Eventually, the time jump will happen. You'll have been a sentry for God knows how long. You'll have your beef with an analyst named Cal that you will develop. You'll get used to the whole, we're here to kick ass and take names. The analysts are just there to make our jobs a living hell.
Make our jobs harder, and we hate them for it.
Yep. But the time jump happens. You're there. You're with your squad. You love your squad. Been with your squad for a while. Maybe one person has changed out, went somewhere else, maybe took a different job, but for the most part, your squad's been the same. As this time jump happens, however, you do find out that your overseer, Jenkins, is now retiring. Someone from from Squadron A or Section A is coming to replace him. Y'all don't know who it is. But Jenkins is going out as your overseer. Wayland is now a judge. You don't remember Wayland, but the Wayland that helped Javier originally, the analyst himself, became a judge. And now your overseer, below the judge, because the ranking is all the other jobs, overseer, then judge. Overseers are made to deal with the day-to-day stuff that judges can't get to. When something's bad enough, an overseer will take it to a judge to handle the situation and make the final call. Jenkins has been your overseer for a long time. Now he's retiring, finding his place in the timeline, and someone else is coming in his place. I'm telling you that because that's going to be one of the major points for when we start the session of the GVA, is that there is a new boss.
All right.
So you hear the ramblings on that Jenkins is going. It's official. And that the new boss will be here in a short while. That's where we're going to start. That's where we're going to stop with you. You heard the ramblings. You're at your locker. Everyone's talking about it. And that's where we end.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third and final OVA single session recording. Today we are going to be going over Luke. Well, soon to not be Luke, technically. But yes, we are going over Luke's stuff. Hello, I am Jay. I play literally everyone else.
And I'm Joe. I play Luke Hammond.
All right, we start off. We go back to that faithful day, 2002, graduation. Everything's going good that morning, and then the attack happens. Your teammates and you get separated. One by one, they are all taken out. You die, one of your teammates in your arms. The man responsible walks away. The usual thing happens. Luke gathers their morphers, busted. The coin's fine. Luke makes his way back to his apartment where he demorphs, grabs a box, dumps them all in, ready to put it all away. He considers it. And then Luke, as you go to start folding up the box, you can hear the crying, the longing of the animal spirits deep within the coins of your former allies. They call to you.
Oh, am I supposed to respond?
I mean, how would Luke respond to that?
I mean, he would reopen the box.
Okay. You reopen the box, you grab the coins, and you can feel their pain, their anguish, their former masters now gone. You decide to still put it all back when you feel the coins vibrating. They start to vibrate intensely as they get close together, and eventually you could see one by one you could potentially put them all together. You do that until they make a tribal coin. All of them represented on the same singular coin with great power. Luke puts it in his, still working morpher as it turns gold, similar to that which your leader Marcus had. Luke morphs and can feel all of it, all of the animals, together, in one singular power. But even then, Luke says, "Nah, I'm just going to put it away." And then something different happens. Anger fills Luke as he thinks, I can do one thing. I can at least do one thing. Luke sought out the man who had killed his former allies, Dark Honda. Luke killed him, only to eventually learn that Dark Honda had many lives, so Luke killed him over and over and over and over again, until eventually he was no more. Luke thought that was enough. But with vengeance, with revenge, it's a never-ending pit of emotions. It wasn't enough. Luke needed more. Luke wanted to make his way to the man entirely responsible. Luke headed to the fortress of Malagor, tearing through the rest of his generals and any of the small minions he put against him. Luke went face to face with the man himself, unsure, but willing to try to put the man down who ordered the attack on his close friends and allies. Malagor offered Luke a different way, a different path. He told Luke he could bring back his friends, but he had seen the mistake that he had made by creating a ranger so powerful through it. It threatened his existence. Luke was intrigued by it. It would solve all of Luke's problems. Luke agreed. Malagor was smart. He told Luke he could offer him a power much greater. He could sense Luke's emotions. His aura had shifted. Malagor could make Luke something even stronger. Luke accepted. Malagor would then shape Luke to be his green Psycho Ranger, down the original path, the path of cruelty. The emotions long dead within Luke. He now became a monster, cold and calculated. Luke did whatever Malagor asked of him to do as his top general, till eventually Luke got tired of it, the waiting. The oh, I need more power. The oh, I need this. Until Luke eventually pressured. Luke found out that Malagor had betrayed him, turned him into a monster, stripped him of his powers. Luke could not beat Malagor with his current strength. He didn't have it in him. But Luke found a way. Luke went back to the tribal coin that he had left behind and used it to power a seal to seal Malagor in a perpetual hell. Unable to break free, Malagor would be in the burned forest. The forest he ordered to be burned down, sealed within the ground for no one to ever find him. Unable to escape. Alive and knowing that he's trapped forever. Luke then filled the power gap as the strongest in his universe. Anyone that was anyone knew better. No one knew that Luke had sealed him away. They just knew that Luke took care of him. For everyone else, that meant that Luke had killed him. Luke started to gain many strengths. Until eventually, Luke got to the point where he started to look beyond the veil. He saw it, through the grid. He saw multiple, countless timelines where him and his friends failed. Sometimes, more than one team member lives. Sometimes none of them live. Sometimes it's only one. Sometimes it's one team member. Sometimes it's a different team member. Usually, failure is the general outcome. Until he found one. The perfect one. Years later, all of them in their 30s. All alive. All who lived. Some of them may even have families. Luke was content. He had found one, searching through all of it all. It became his obsession. But he found one. He shed a tear in that moment. He was happy with it. At least there was one. After all this time, this is probably the most emotion Luke had felt in years. Decades, even. He went to turn away, but he couldn't. He saw how happy that Luke was, how unhappy he wasn't. Luke wanted to be that person. He wanted his friends back. Luke was willing to do the unthinkable, to replace that Luke, to be the happy one. Luke was getting ready to step beyond the veil when portals around him opened up. Armored Ranger sentries stepping out of the portals, all of different varieties. Men in suits also. They surrounded him, and one of the men in the suits speaked up. Luke, Earth 10, X2, 89, you are under arrest for the violation of multiverse conjunction.
I'm what?
All the sentries ready their weapons. He said you're under arrest. You can come quietly, or we could do this the hard way.
Oh, if you think you have a chance in hell of stopping me from getting what I want, you are all sorely mistaken.
One of the silver rhino sentries chuckles. You think you're the first Psycho Ranger we've dealt with? Please, you're a dime a dozen in this job. So I suggest you come quietly and you come willingly. Trust me, the boys here, they'd like a little fun. So
Which
what
one
you
is
gonna do?
closest? Which one is closest to Luke?
Probably one of the Mastodon sentries. Actually, it'd be a yellow commando. It'd be a yellow commando sentry.
Luke's really fast, right, for a Psycho Ranger?
Yes, that's probably one of the things that would have stayed over from your the regular powers.
Okay. That yellow commando's in a headlock now.
Okay, you put him in a headlock. Do you say anything when you do it?
He's got him put in front of him. Like, he grabs the yellow commando and is using him as a shield. You idiots really think you're gonna take me down? Really? Drop your weapons, or this one gets it. I don't give a fuck how many of you I have to kill.
The silver rhino still. You know, for a Psycho Ranger, you're fast, but you're not perceptive. And you feel a collar placed around your neck that starts dampening your abilities, and you're dropped to your knees.
The fuck is that?
A black ranger comes from being cloaked and is like, "You might be fast, but you can't see me. I don't gotta be fast." You can start to feel your psycho powers waning down as your armor even goes away as you're brought back to the clothes you had underneath you. One of the suits walks up and says, "All right, come on, let's go. I need a black mastodon sentry to go with me through the portal. Thanks for keeping this mostly civil." The silver rhino ranger is just like, "Yeah, you're welcome. This could have gotten ugly real quick. We decided to do y'all a little favor, not make it so messy this time. However, next time we get a good fight, we're going to take the fight. You know, sometimes I wish you guys would just, I don't know, be a little bit less violent."
No, let him. Let me fucking massacre you assholes. Take this goddamn collar off me.
You see that? He wants a fight after all. The suit picks you up by your arm. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. We're going to go ahead and take this one in. We got it easy. We got it done well. No reason to make a mess and make more paperwork. Trim the branch and get back to whatever it is y'all do in your downtime.
Luke tries to
Again,
headbutt the suit.
You headbutt the suit, and he says, God, Jesus, why would you? Damn it. The black masked on sentry order to go with them. Grabs your arms, you're behind, like the cuff area, that because your arms are like cuffed behind your back. He cuffs your hands, and then he really just kind of like twists your arms a little bit in the cuffs. Yeah, not so strong when your power's being damped.
Might not be strong enough, but I can still fucking cause problems.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, but you're not going to want to do that where we're going. If you want to continue to do that, well, you're going to be wasting your time. He's going to shove you through the portal. And we are brought to the first floor. All right, come on. Take a right down the hallway. It'll be the first door on your right. You walk in, and you can see people walking around, people in suits, people in jumpsuits. Some just have cuffs, some have collars and cuffs. You see all kinds of people walking around as you enter. Lots of Ranger sentries, mostly black mastodons in these areas. Right there on your right.
You gonna be a gentleman and open the door for me?
Yeah, he gets the door.
Thanks.
There's a man sitting in a chair right there. Imagine there's another chair on the opposite side of the desk. Take a seat right there in front of the desk. He'll be with you shortly.
Luke just stands there.
He comes back from behind the desk and he shoves you in the chair. The guy behind the desk, he's got a printer printing a lot of things. Says, "Now, if you could please refrain from saying anything else, because once this is done printing, you will have to confirm that this is everything you have ever said."
Luke looks straight at this man and goes, "Fuck you."
Yep. It's going to be one of those days. Look, once you sign it, you can continue talking. It just will keep printing if you keep talking. I'm going to take your silence as acceptance. The sentry steps out the door for a second as things continue to print. He walks back in. Here, take off all those clothes and everything that's in your belongings and put them in this bag. He hands you a jumpsuit and put this on.
You want me to get naked?
Yes. We need everything on your person for evidence.
Where the fuck even am I?
Technically, you're nowhere, but you're also somewhere. Now go to the back of the room and use the bathroom on your left and change. And yes, I know it's hard to change with cuffs. That's why I'm going to be removing them while you're in the bathroom. Not that you're going to be able to do anything with that collar.
Luke just narrows his eyes at the sentry and stands up.
He moves out of your way.
As he walks by the desk, he bumps it with his hip and makes things fall over.
Oh, come on, really? The guy, goes to pick up his stuff. Before you go in there, I'll undo your cuffs. When you come back out, I'll have to put them back on you.
Hell of a lot of foreplay.
Did I just say, please stop talking? You could just respond with nods. Jesus.
Luke just leans around the sentry, flashes a wicked grin at this man, and rattles off like a super long ramble in Japanese that's essentially something along the lines of, "You want me to stop talking? Like right now? You want me to stop talking right now? I hope you have a fucking translator." just rattles off a shit ton in Japanese.
Oh, it's in a different language. Come on. The sentry's going to deck you.
Luke's head snaps back. He just kind of looks at the guy.
Did you just spit?
Yeah.
He's going to shove you. He's going to grab the cuffs from behind. He's going to twist your arm, grab the cuffs by your hand, and shove you to the door. Undo your cuffs. Open the door. Change. Now.
Fine. Goes in the bathroom. He immediately starts looking around the bathroom for anything.
There's nothing in the bathroom.
Not even a mirror?
Sure, there's a mirror. There's a toilet. It's a standard bathroom. Toilet, mirror, sink, trash can.
Trash can?
Yeah.
Is it attached to the wall, or is it like a standalone trash can?
Standalone trash can.
Is there a lock on the bathroom door?
No,
Okay.
not that it mattered. Even if it was locked, the sentry would just get in anyway.
Fair enough. How sturdy does this mirror look?
Pretty sturdy. Everyone else was so like cooperative. I knew this was gonna happen. It's
He's
sturdy.
a super villain, Jay.
I know he is.
Looks like the kind of glass that won't shatter. It's probably plexiglass,
Yes,
isn't it?
they've probably had this situation before.
Fine. Luke, after having searched around the bathroom, realizing that there's nothing in here that he can properly weaponize, will strip and change into this stupid jumpsuit. The entire time he's in there, he's muttering under his breath in Japanese about how stupid this is and how inconsiderate they are for not even giving him a color choice in jumpsuits, and that it's cold in here, and that he hopes that they have fuzzy socks for him since this is a fucking psych ward. And once again, this is all in Japanese.
Can you please tell him to stop talking? It's still in Japanese. And you just hear the sentry come to the door. What are you doing in there? You need to stop talking.
He responds in English, "I'm getting changed."
Oh, God, I need to take my vacation. Why do I have this job? They never shut up. God, I hate it here. It's
Luke's
still printing.
Luke steps out of the bathroom.
All right, go back to your seat. Hey, we'll put the cuffs on you and then direct you back to your seat.
He bumps the desk again with his hip.
Oh my God. He's just got his head in his arms on his desk waiting for it to stop printing.
He sits down.
Do you say anything else or do you remain quiet till it stops printing?
Oh, he'll sit there quietly.
The guy looks up. Oh, okay, hold on. And he puts a massive stack. I mean, this stack it's a big stack of paper. He has to do it in sections. That's how big it is. He puts it down one section at a time until it's decently tall. We're talking about a stack of paper that's probably like a little bit taller than your laptop, like straight up with the screen up. It's a little bit taller than that. It's a massive stack of paper.
Mm-hmm.
He says, all right, now you can do this the easy way or the hard way. Some people like to check. And you can double check to make sure this is everything you've ever said. If you're going to do that, I don't recommend reading the whole thing. We'll be here for forever. You could take a section, read it, remember the conversation, see if that's what you said, and just double verify, read the top half to know, because I had to do it in Japanese and it translates it to English and everything else, or you can just sign the top page and you can move on. It is your choice.
Luke gets this expression on his face, like, you really expect me to go through and read all this? Like, you want me to, like, this is literally everything. Like, he gets this expression on his face, like, this is you're serious?
I know that expression. And when I tell you some people have double checked, and I've been here for a long time, missing my lunch and getting overtime because someone wanted to read it, yes, people do. They have read the whole thing. They have read long enough until they believed it. Most people don't want to. You ever sign those like agreement to terms of agreement forms? No, you don't. Just sign it. Who cares what's in there? Just sign the top page so I can go to lunch, so I don't have to be here anymore for like an hour. Just sign it.
Awfully pushy, aren't you?
The printer turns on again. Oh, Jesus, fuck. He slaps another top of paper on the top. You see, when you speak, it prints. That's exactly what you said, verbatim. I didn't even touch anything.
Luke just grabs a pen.
You sign it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God. Okay, and he starts slowly organizing it in chunks, and he's got a stack of out and in box sections, and he stacks it in there, and he's like, "You can talk now."
He snaps the pen in half, making ink go everywhere.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to. He clicks a little box and saying, "Can I get maintenance to the first floor in the everything you've ever said room? Got an ink spill in here, please, and thank you. I'll be going to lunch, so no one will be in here. Take all the time you want." And he gets up, slides his chair in, grabs a little satchel he has. "I hope to never see you again," and then he leaves.
Luke just does a little finger wave at him and smiles. Ink all over his fingers.
All right, come on, get up, let's go. We're going to the next phase.
There's more of this shit.
Yeah, you got to go to trial. Do you expect this to be easy? Now get up.
So pushy, he isn't even going to say please to me.
Why would I say please to you? You've been a nuisance this entire time.
Maybe if you were nicer to me, I would be nicer to you.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. All that guy wanted to do was go to lunch, and you made his day worse. He didn't even do anything to you.
He's part of your fucking organization, and you ruined my entire life.
I think you did that to yourself. All right, keep going down the hallway. You walk in here, and you see all these desks, all which have a chair on each side. You see people in jumpsuits, other sentries in this room, and they're talking to people. Some people in the jumpsuits are crying their eyes out. Some are kind of acceptant. Some are angry. And one guy, we're going to say, looks like a normal man at the desk in front of you, gets very pushy and angry as you are walking in with the sentry standing right next to him. He's getting angry and says, I'm not going to do no court, no trial. I didn't even do anything wrong. I was just simply studying parts of the grid like any other person. You discover things like that. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know anything had to do with the Power Rangers or anything. I just saw it as an energy source or something. I'm not going to go on any trial. And the sentry touches his arm. I think you need to sit down. Don't you fucking tell me to sit down. He swats him. I'm not going to any trial, and I'm not going to sit here. And he starts to walk off, and then he instantly vanishes as the sentry pulls what appears to your knowledge a nightstick with a glow at the end of it and touches it to him, and he literally disintegrates into nothing.
That's a hell of a weapon.
The person outside the desk is like, you couldn't have tried to restrain him? Anything? That's more paperwork for everybody. Yeah, I tried. He's been pushy since he got here. It's better this way. Just do the paperwork. You think I'm happy about it? We have protocol. He wasn't going to be calm, and he wasn't going to sit still. We can't have another person running around and seeing things they shouldn't see. And your sentry will say, the one second to the end, she doesn't have anyone in her chair. Go sit there and talk to her. I'll be waiting for you when you're done. And clearly, you've seen that at any moment you piss me off, you're gone.
Yes, sir. And Luke does an over-exaggerated bow, turns on his heel, and saunters over, sits himself in the chair.
Alrighty, hello. Yes, we have. You are Mr. Luke Hammond of X2928, I think. Yeah, that looks like you. Alrighty, what do we got here? Okay. Ooh, okay. Yep. Piercing on the veil. Yada yada. She's clacking on her keyboard. All right. It appears you have been assigned. Oh, that changed. Okay, you were assigned a different person to represent you in the court case, but it appears it just changed. You're getting Mr. Wayland. I love Mr. Wayland. He's such a great guy. You have such a great representative. Although I don't know why he would waste his time on such a case. I don't see this working out for you. Although most people are found not guilty, you are probably one of the ones who are definitely going to be found guilty. You probably have a 5-second trial, and then the gentleman that you just saw, that's probably going to happen to you. Most likely. But we'll see. You never know. Mr. Wayland is a great guy, and he's done a lot of great services. So we'll just have to see if you can manage to squeeze past this. Oh, that is a lot of murder. Ooh, damn. All right. Okay, yada, yada, yada. All right, I got these 2 forms here, and she highlights certain areas. If you will sign there, print there, initial there, sign there again, print and sign on the same line there, and then one more official, just final signature, and then you'll be put to the room where you can eventually see Mr. Wayland.
Luke takes the pen with his ink-stained hands, and he does all the signing and stuff, and the initialing and the printing.
And I have one more for you here. This one is basically just a signature, and this is that you fully understand. And yes, we know, but it's procedure. Until you see your representative, you cannot be aware of the exact crime that you committed. But this paper is for you to sign that you understand of the crime that you committed, and you are willing to go to the trial.
So I'm going to a trial, and you're not even telling me what I'm being charged with.
You will find out shortly after you sign this paperwork.
That seems sketchy as fuck.
Yep, I hear that a lot. But if the sooner you sign it, the sooner you can go. And Mr. Whalen is, like I said, Mr. Whalen's a great representative. I think you'll be fine. Even though anyone else, you'd be guilty pretty quick. But Mr. Whalen has a way of helping the judges see different ways, so you might get lucky. There's plenty of opportunities to go down different paths, per se.
Uh-huh. He signs the paper.
Alrighty, thank you. And she stamps it all over, puts it in her outbox. All right, just go back with your sentry, and he'll direct you to a room where you can wait for Mr. Whalen.
He gets up. He still has the pen in his hand.
That's my pen. You can't take that.
What kind of pen is it, Jay?
It's just a standard black pen. It just looks like a basic pen.
He looks at it. He thinks about it. He just drops it on her desk.
Thank you. I'll be taking that. All right, let's go. We have to go to the second floor. So watch your step.
Fancy ass place like this can't afford elevators.
It was built a long time ago. This section, anyway, doesn't have elevators, but I hear they're working on it.
Mm.
And he waits at the stair. He waits for you to go up first in the stairs so he can watch you from behind. And we're going to take you to the second floor.
The entire time he's walking through, he's observing everything, he's looking at everything, he's watching everything.
Yeah, this seems like a courthouse. Bit of an older aesthetic. Kind of weird, though, in a way. Kind of eerie feeling. So you'll come up the stairs, and he leads you down this hallway. Opens this door right here. All right, go in there. I'll be outside, so don't try anything stupid. Mr. Whalen will be here in a second.
Yes, Dad. So fucking insistent.
He shuts the door. And this room's pretty bland. Not really anything in it. There is a desk, but it doesn't have like drawers or anything. It's just a basic desk. There's 2 chairs on one side, 1 chair on the other side. Sit there for a little bit. Everything's kind of quiet. You can hear your ears ringing. That's how kind of quiet it is in this room.
Are there
And then you
any
hear-
writing utensils?
No.
Okay.
Eventually you hear the mastodon on the outside. Yeah, go ahead. Advanced execution. On what? Straight from the top. All right, I see. They'll get it done. You hear that outside, and you hear him prep the stick on the outside of the door.
Luke gets around and underneath the desk. Is there anything under this desk?
No, there's just the chair that's in front of it. That's all there is.
Can he break? Luke's still strong. He just doesn't have his powers, right?
He's probably stronger than most people. Yeah.
Is it a wooden chair?
Yeah.
Can
It's
he
just a
break the leg
wheelie.
off of it?
It's a wheelie chair.
Can he like break the leg off of it? His hands are around front now, right? So he's been able to sign papers.
He moved him back to the back after you got done signing papers.
Okay, fine, fair enough. He's still under there.
You hear the door open, and he says, "Really? Underneath the desk? When am I supposed to believe that you're able to use your powers in here?" Well, it doesn't matter. Unfortunately for you, the top called for an immediate execution, and I have to carry it out. So don't make this difficult. The sooner you come out, the sooner you cannot exist.
You really think I'm just gonna sign on to that?
You don't got a choice. You're a warlord, a terrorist, and a murderer.
And you're a cop bastard with a disappearing stick.
I kind of take that as an insult. More like military than a cop.
You still lick boots.
I don't even know what that means. But anyway, I'm sorry about this, but it has to be done. And he moves he comes in and he starts to move the chairs out of the way before he hears, "Wait a minute, stop." He turns around. "Can you tell me what you think you're doing, soldier?" "Carrying out an immediate execution from the top. I don't even get a chance to speak to my client before they even decide to execute. That's bullshit. And I'm not going to allow it. I'm going to speak to my client, and if we have to, we'll go to trial. Sir, I don't think you understand. I don't give a damn what they say up top. They're never here. They can say all they want to. You know how many people we've had like him coming through these doors before? And now all of a sudden they want to commit an immediate execution? That's wrong. You know it's wrong. This person deserves a fair trial like everyone else. We've given trials to some of the worst people I've ever seen in the multiverse. But someone who's one of the more common, lesser, just immediately going to kill him? I don't think so. Not on my watch. You can stand outside. I'm going to be speaking to my client. Sir, he's very hostile. I don't care if he's hostile. For God's sakes, we can at least treat people with a little bit of fucking decency every once in a while. They're not going to like this. I don't care what they like. They're not going to come down here. They're not going to get out of their high castle. They're going to stand up there and they're going to bark orders. They probably already know we're having this conversation. Are they really going to do anything about it? Most likely not. All right, sir. That's your choice. But if they get angry about it, I'm going to have to. And that'll be between me and you, not them. And we'll see how that goes. So he steps back outside. The man you heard steps inside. You can come out from underneath the desk. I'm going to talk to you.
Luke kicks the rolly chair, like off to the side here. And he gets on his knees, kind of pops his head up, looking over the desk.
It's all right. Like I said, I'm just here to talk about your case. He has a suitcase in one hand. He sticks his right hand out. I'm your representative, but I'm also an analyst here at the GVA. Name is Wayland.
I'd shake your hand, but and he kind of shrugs his shoulders because he's cuffed behind his back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were supposed to take your cuffs off when you came in the room so I could talk to you, but he's outside now. But we'll do this the old-fashioned way. If you wouldn't mind, you could take a seat. We could talk about this in a more civil manner.
Right. He hops to his feet like it's no issue at all that he can't use his hands. Slides around the edge of the table. Just watches the other man.
He's gonna come back here, grab the chair, and slide it into the desk. Those chairs are a little more comfortable. If you want to take a seat, I understand if you don't have to. This all must seem very strange to you.
He stands between the two chairs.
You're Luke Hammond of Earth 2 of X2928.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, I know you probably have a lot of questions, but allow me to explain a few things here. You're being trialed with piercing the veil, as we call it. Were you not about to cross over to another universe and do things that would change it?
Luke just nods. He inclines his head.
You see, Luke, your entire history is fine. Becoming who you were, fine. That happens. There's nothing wrong with the timeline going the way it was supposed to be. When people get as powerful as you are, when they want more, and they come to realize that they're not the only world that exists, they want to cross over. Before the formation of the GVA, it ran rampant, all over the place. It's hard to take care of those kinds of people. They could disappear at a moment's notice. Go from one branch to a branch on the other side of the tree, per se. Be near impossible to find them. So it's our job to stop people like you from crossing over and causing issues. If you had just stayed in your world with no ambition of leaving, you wouldn't be here right now. The fact that you became who you were and did what you did, that's fine. It was meant to happen that way. But you weren't meant to leave.
Weren't meant to be able to be happy.
That's not you. That's another version of you. You can't go in there and replace yourself. Even if you wanted to. No, you can't. You see, Luke, if you had crossed over into the veil and replaced yourself in another world, you wouldn't have been exactly like they would have been. You would have been different, possibly had different tastes. Even something down to as simple as your favorite color could cause a lot of issues. If you would have went over that planet to that place, that world, and stayed there for too long, you would have caused what we call an incursion. The two universes would have slapped together at a force so great they would have annihilated each other entirely. And if you think to yourself you could have just left before it happened, well, those universes still would have been pulling. And let's say you kept jumping. You kept moving around and around and around until eventually it caught up with you. You would have had multiple universes where you were happy, all pulling on each other at the same time. It's never happened before, but what you would have done would have caused an incursion so great. It not only would have destroyed the worlds that you connected, it would have destroyed all the worlds in between. You would have been responsible for an unfathomable amount of lives, all for the sake of your happiness. Is that fair?
You know as well as I do that's a hell of a question to pose to anyone.
Well, I know you. I know, deep down, even though you wanted to be happy, I guarantee you, you would have went over there, got the Luke by himself, and you would have been unable to do it. Because although you were going to be happy, the Luke that they knew, the Luke that they grew to know over all those years of being Rangers, he would have been gone. You'd been living a lie, pretending to be someone that you're not. We've seen people do it before. People crossing the veil before we get to them, escaping our clutches. They get angry. Even a world right next to yours could have differences that could frustrate you. You ever been to a world? Take, for instance, Parmesan. Easy word, right? The cheese stuff most people put on pizza and Italian food. Imagine going to a world where it's pronounced Parmesan. It would drive you fucking insane. Small details adding up. Your brain would have been able to comprehend it. You would have been frustrated. It's happened before. People thinking they could run, live a different life, only for the small details to add up, frustrating them to no end. It's not possible. It's made to not be possible.
Is there a point to all this?
My point being is, you were assigned a different analyst to represent you. But I snatched you up at the last minute.
I suppose I should thank you for that.
You don't have to thank me. I'm giving you another opportunity. I'm giving you a chance. They were going to immediately execute you. If Jenkins had been here, he would have let them. I stopped him. That's because I know the man you could be again.
You don't know anything about me other than what you've read in a file over the past couple minutes.
Do I not? Let me open this file real quick and let me see all there is to know about you. You had a shitty, basically deadbeat father who could never accept you for who you truly were. You have a massive problem with authority figures. And most importantly, your deepest, darkest secret. I know the man you loved. Now, do I have to say his name, or do you understand that I know everything there is to possibly know about you?
Point taken.
He closes the file. Luke, you gotta understand. I came here to save you. I came here to give you another chance. I saw what happened to you. I saw what you went through. I saw the hesitation. When you looked beyond the veil, you saw they were happy, and for a moment that was enough for you. But you couldn't let it go. You were lied to by Malagor. He twisted your mind and turned you into a Psycho Ranger. Because he knew you were too powerful at the original state that you were in when you showed up with the tribal coin. It is the very thing you used to seal him away. His very arrogance came back to bite him, and now he's in a perpetual hell of his own making. I want to see that man again. I want to see the man who was the green pit viper ranger of his team, who fought with them side by side. I want to see the man that you were. The man you could be again.
So you're here to appeal to my inner heroics. That's it, huh?
Not your inner heroics. I'm here to appeal to your inner self. You were already down the downslope. Malagor took advantage of that. He twisted you. You were broken apart again and again and again, until eventually the only thing that left, the only power that remained, was the lack of emotions, the cruelty that came out within you. After every single time you killed Darkonda, it only grew and grew and grew. It was all a part of Malagor's plan. He wanted a Psycho Ranger. He wanted a top general. He didn't give a damn about Darkonda. He saw what you could become. He used you. He twisted you into someone you're not. I want you to be that man again. It'd be a waste to have you just get pruned into non-existence.
So when's this trial thing happening?
Your trial is in an hour. Once it starts, there's no going back. Most likely, you'll be found not guilty. You'll be found guilty, and I can't save you. But I'm offering you a second chance. A chance to atone for all the crimes you committed.
All right.
So you'll hear me out?
I've been listening, haven't I?
Luke, what I'm offering you is a chance to work here at the GVA, the Grid Variance Authority. I can't guarantee what job you'll get. I have a few ideas what I believe you'll be great in. If accepting, we'll go to the judge before the trial. We'll talk with him about your acceptance to work at the GVA. Most of the time he accepts. Sometimes he doesn't. Most of the time he does. Upon acceptance, they'll go through a physical, a recorded video of you accepting the chance to work at the GVA, and then an eye exam. After the eye exam, you'll be sent to the academy. You'll go through a few things, pass a few tests, and then you'll be chosen into your job. You'll go through a small, little bit lighter train, depending on which job you get, and then you'll be there. Don't worry about food. Food is free. Water's free. Electricity's free. Everything's free. Your own apartment. And most recently, they've started a little high performance work incentive. The greater your work, you'll get rewarded with points that you can go and spend at several locations we have full of things to decorate your apartment, your desk if you have one, maybe a locker if you have a locker. It's picking up quite well. A lot of people like it. It's good to see variety here at the GVA. I myself go every now and again and find me a little trinket, spruce things up a little bit. You'll work here for a long time. And I mean a long time. I've been here for a few centuries myself. Yeah, I'm older. Older than I look. Time flies when time doesn't exist here. Eventually, after eons of work, they'll find you a place on the timeline, in the multiverse. A nice place where you can retire and live out your life until you hopefully die of old age.
All right.
So, you accept.
Not much of a choice, is there?
You always have a choice. You
know
always
what
do.
I mean. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but you'd be surprised the amount of times I offer this and people say no. They think they can persuade the judge in the trial, be found not guilty. The amount of times they realize that they're fucked, and they try to sprint away only to get pruned by the end of a sentry stick. The amount of
I'm well
times
aware. I'm well aware that I'm a piece of shit. And there's no way I would persuade the judge otherwise.
like I
I'm
said,
not
you'd be surprised.
stupid. I guess I would be. But then again, there are idiots everywhere, huh?
It's a big multiverse. Well, if you accept, we'll go before the judge in his office. We'll speak to him there. Like I said, there's a small chance he'll say no. But I think, given the circumstances, he'll probably say yes. He usually doesn't say no to me. He knows when I offer this to people, it's because I see something. I haven't had anyone I've offered this job to who went on to take the job, not be a valuable asset to the GVA. So if you're ready, we'll go to his office right now. We'll talk to him.
That's it. All right.
He gets up, closes the suitcase, opens the door. Mastodon's like, all right, where are we going? You're not going anywhere. We're going to talk to Judge E and see what he has to say. I'm offering this man a chance. He leans over to look past Waylon. Are you sure about this? Have I ever been wrong, soldier? Have I ever messed up, made a bad call? Not that I can think of. Exactly. So we're going to go talk to the judge. All right. I'll follow behind until you get into the courtroom. After that, he's all yours. Thank you, soldier. Y'all are going to walk up to here. Sentry's going to park right here. He opens the door and he holds it for you as y'all go through the courtroom. It's right over here. Knocks on the door. Come in. Y'all walk in. Y'all take a seat. Judge E, or Mr. E, as you like to be called. This is Luke Hammond. I'm familiar with Luke Hammond. I read his file. And I'm guessing you're here early because you'd like to offer Mr. Hammond a job here at the GVA. That's right. He looks over to you, leaning back in his chair. Mr. Hammond, I want to let you know that although you have accounts of murder that require at least 5 to 6 zeros, I'm not going to judge you on that. That's not why you're here. You're here because, like you've probably learned, you look beyond the veil. They were going to hop over and try to replace another version of yourself so that way you could live out your happy fantasy, and I'm guessing you were told the complications of doing so.
Luke nods.
All right. And you've been given the rundown about working at the GVA, how time flows, your living space, all that.
He nods.
All right. Now, Wayland, you ignored a direct order from up top. Mr. Hammond was supposed to be immediately executed by the Mastodon sentry that was around him. Do you care to explain? Not that I care. What are they going to do about it? But I need it for my paperwork. I just think it's a waste. You can't tell me that after all this time, who Luke is deep down is completely gone. You see it and I see it. In his file, Malagor used him. He let him kill Dark Hondo and over again until he was nothing more than a hollow shell, lacking in emotions. He played him. Before that, Luke was going to be a doctor of some sorts. He was going to help people. That's what he wanted to do. I don't believe that's entirely gone. It's deep in there somewhere. And I'm hoping one day that we find it. And he goes back to being that man. A man who'd be willing to help anyone, anywhere, at any time. I believe it. I'd stake my career on it. My chance to be happy somewhere in the multiverse. I'll bet it. That is one hell of a gamble, Waylon. But I trust you over the bigwigs up top, so I'll push his paperwork to the academy. You handle the rest like you always do, and we'll see how things go. But if they decide it's not enough, and they come for him, there's nothing we can do about it. It gets quiet. And then they both start laughing. It's like, you really think they're actually gonna... You had me going there for a minute. They're not gonna do shit. They never do. Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? They don't care what happens down here. They probably think he's dead and they're just going about their business. They probably already followed their side of the paperwork. All right, Mr. Hammond. If you could just sign these few things here, I'll stamp it out and you'll be good to go. Mr. Wayland here is going to take you to go get your eye exam and your physical done. And then you'll be sent to the academy.
Luke will just grab a pen and sign the papers.
Let me make that easier for you. And he undoes your cuffs.
He kind of rubs at his wrists a little bit. Signs the papers.
Mr. E takes them, stamps them, puts them in his outbox. All right, Mr. Hammond. Reaches out his hand. Welcome to the GVA.
Luke shakes his hand.
All right, now, if you'll excuse me, I got other cases to deal with. I'll hopefully be seeing you around the office, Mr. Hammond.
Right.
All right, come on, let's go. I'll give you a ride over to the doctor's office. We'll get you checked out. And y'all will head back downstairs to the front door. They'll get to the front door and he says, now hold on a minute. Before you step outside, there's something you should know. Like I said, we're in a place where time doesn't exist. And unfortunately, we've had the side effect of some people coming out of this door and their brain literally melts or they go into cardiac arrest. Their mind can't comprehend what they see. And yes, even people as strong as you are, they go outside and they just drop. unable to comprehend what they're looking at. We've discovered that it helps if you close your eyes and allow me to lead you outside to a proper position, instead of getting blinded with it first chance. You can risk it if you want to. I'm just telling you what we know what helps.
I think I'll be alright.
He opens the door. You open the door and you step outside and you see this.
Yeah, you sent it in reference art the other day.
Yeah. A lot of people can't comprehend it. To them, it seems to go on forever and forever, and that's because technically it does. That's why well, some people, they're just trying to fill the workforce, but originally, how do you fill a job that would require a near infinite workforce? But for me, I do it because I see potential. I'm not looking forward to give them another desk jockey or another sentry. I do it because I don't like to just throw people away. I like to give them a chance, a second chance. Now, if you'll come right over here and you see what appears to be a futuristic car, no wheels, all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you'll hop in the car, and as y'all fly. I don't have a map for this one, so y'all fly somewhere. You park outside. You go inside. It looks like a hospital, kind of hospital-ish. He tells you to take a seat. He goes up to the front. He hands the lady across the paperwork. She types some stuff on the computer, and there's kind of nod. He comes sit back down. All right. The first thing we're gonna do is they're gonna record you accepting the fact that that it is your decision to come work with the GVA. There's a reason for that. Time doesn't flow. You don't age. Eventually, your brain catches up with you. Some people, after centuries and eons, they start to forget why they're here. They wake up one day, don't know why they're here, start to go a little bit insane. So we record this so that way we can show them. It helps remind them of who they are and they stabilize. If they haven't been offered retirement yet, they are then offered retirement in case they would like to. So usually a good sign for people to retire when they start to lose their minds. But this works. It helps remind you who you are and why you're here. Kickstart your brain.
I guess that makes sense.
After that, you'll be given your eye exam and then a physical before you're sent off to the academy. I will take you to the academy. Sometimes. Sometimes they have someone else take you. Just depends. If I get a call to go do a job, I'll have to go. But I should be able to take you. If not, you'll be fine. You'll be sent off to the academy. You'll take an entrance exam. Then you'll spend a couple of months there. And then after that, one final exam to determine your job. After that, you get some in the job training, and there you are. You're off for eons of work, help stabilizing the multiverse and the grid, protecting it. We got a slogan. You're gonna see it a lot in the academy. It'll probably be ingrained into your brain. It's called "If once, then always." Some people like to say it every day in conversations with it. Those people are a little weird, but so if someone says it, usually to give you a little jump start, if they say "if once," you finish it with "then always." It's a little common courtesy. Mostly the higher ups do it. So if they say it, you especially need to finish the sentence.
Feels a little culty, but sure.
Well, yeah, it does sometimes, doesn't it? And then a doctor says, Mr. Hammond and Whalen, I'll see you in this room right over here. And you get up, you go to this room, it's got a chair, a small desk, and then a camera on the other side of the desk. Whalen approaches the camera, starts pushing buttons. All right, Luke, you're going to say 3 things. Who you are, a little bit about yourself, and that you chose to work at the GVA. In that order. Whenever you're ready, I'll hit record and we can go ahead and go.
All right.
He hits record and the light turns red.
My name is Luke Hammond. My favorite fruit is strawberries. I start most of my mornings with coffee and a cigarette. I know Japanese. Resident Evil is my favorite game series. I miss my friends. And I guess I'm stuck here. I agree to work for the GVA.
All right, that'll do it. All right, time for the next part. The eye exam. The doctor opens up a room. You'll come in. Nothing really in it, just this big, roundest machine with a chair in the center. All right, Mr. Hammond, if you'll take a seat right there, and you'll look at the thing. It'll be right in front of your eyes. You'll be waiting for a red light. Once the machine starts up, that red light will open. You'll focus on it. When you're ready, I'll start the exam. Now, these exams are necessary because in our line of work, because time doesn't flow here in the way that our portals work, and all the kinds of weird cosmic activity, you have to be able to see certain things with refractions of light. If you don't see those things, you could get spaghettified into a black hole the size of a pin, get hit with cosmic rays you don't see. Now, a lot of people have this ability, they just don't know it. If you have this ability, we're going to make a slight adjustment so that way you can see it more frequently. And if you don't have this ability, we're going to have to adjust your eyes, and then you should be able to see those things. We cannot stress how important it is. When the GVA was founded, we moved to this section. A lot of people got spaghettified because of tiny black holes. We cannot control them, nor can we do anything about it. So it's just best that you can see them, so you know to walk past them. As long as you don't touch them, you'll be perfectly fine. It's the moment contact is made is when you get turned into spaghetti and you die. Are you clear?
Sounds like a bunch of sci-fi bullshit, but sure.
That's what most people say. So just sit in the chair. Machine's going to warm up, and I'll let you know when to stare into the light.
He'll look into the machine.
Machine's going to warm up for a second, and then I'll let you know. You hear the machine whir. You can feel a slight warm on your back. Well, Luke, we're nearing our end. I hope once you go through the academy, I have a few ideas what I think you'll be good at. I think you could become a doctor here at the GVA. We always need a doctor or two. Go back to your original intent, that line of work. But I think it could be useful somewhere else. You see, I'm an analyst. I go out in the field a lot and I help with people. I think you'd be good at it. But I can't determine what you get. Only your grades and how you handle everything in the academy can determine what jobs you're applicable for. Sometimes you get more than one. You get the choice of picking. Usually it is only one job, though. But no matter where you end up, I hope I see you around the office.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Machine's warmed up. You will look into it real quick.
He does so.
And remember, Luke, if once, then always. And a flash of light happens, and Luke is no more. Luke goes through his physical, goes to the academy, learns about the Morphing Masters and their want to protect the grid. You learn that you were created by the Morphing Masters. They created you to work at the GVA. You learn a lot. Not a lot about the outside world, just how to prevent certain things. How to prevent Drakens from happening. They are called a Draken type situation. You learn how the political spectrum works. You learn how, the different job types. And eventually you take your final test. Your test results conclude you are going to be an analyst. You get out of the academy, get yourself set up in your new apartment, and you are paired with your partner, who has had a partner before, but now you're his new partner. The partner he had before was older than him. Finally got his place on the timeline. So, fresh out of the academy, you get a somewhat seasoned partner. We know who that partner is. Mr. Mobius himself. So, we skip ahead, centuries, eons perhaps, who fucking knows? I don't fucking know. skip ahead eons, and here you are. You're already at your desk. Mobius walks in, 2 cups of coffee in his hands. All right, partner, here you go. Just the way you like it. I think you'll find I finally got it right this time.
I would hope so after centuries.
Who's counting, right? Centuries, eons, whatever it takes.
I mean, it's a cup of coffee. I don't think it's that hard.
Exactly, it is a cup of coffee, so a few bit too much sugar, a little extra creamer. Why so much fuss after all this time? Just drink the coffee.
Cal just rolls his eyes and takes a sip of it.
And the consensus is
Close enough.
exactly. See, when I go get coffee, it's always a little too much this, a little bit of that. When you go get coffee, it doesn't matter. I just drink it like any normal person should.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, did I miss anything while I was gone on the coffee run?
Not particularly.
That's good. Hoping for a slow day today. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I think I slept the wrong way. My neck is killing me.
That's what you get, old man. Gotta be careful what you do with your body now.
Hey, you'll find that I'm the exact same age that the Morphing Masters made me as, just like everyone else here. I mean, yeah, we're centuries old, but are we really?
I've said it before and I'll say it again, Mobius. It doesn't matter your age. It matters the mileage. That's what I mean.
Hey, mileage can be a great thing. It's like wisdom. Besides, who taught you some of the more ins and outs of the GVA and how to do the job a little bit better? I mean, you weren't exactly nailing the point system before you really started listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Man, like I said, my neck is killing me. But let's hope for a slow day today. I need to get back, get some better rest. Yes. And I know you don't like it when I ask this question, but you've been here for so long and you've only done it once, unlike everybody else. When are you going to take another vacation in the vacation sector?
I don't know. It just feels weird.
Yeah, that's the point. To get out, relax, jog your brain a little bit, take a swim. I mean, I know they're still in buildings, but the beaches are big. If you don't like a beach, they've got other locations, snowy kind of lodge, cabin by the lake vibe going on. I mean, there's a lot you can do. Just get away for a while, clear your mind, maybe take up a hobby.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, as your partner for centuries and eons, it might be good for you. You only did it once, and then you came back, and that was it.
Cal just shrugs. Takes another sip of his coffee.
I mean, you make me feel bad every time I take one. It's like you just sit in this office day or night. You don't move like some kind of zombie until I get back.
I mean, I go home. I don't live here.
Sometimes you make me believe otherwise. Sometimes, just a little bit, but it is what it is. You'll take another vacation. Even if I have to take a vacation with you to make sure you take the vacation, just take the vacation.
I don't know how much of a vacation that would be.
I think it'd be fun. At least then I can make sure you actually stay away from work. Speaking of work, all right, seems like we're off to the races. We got a Draken situation, and I mean Draken closest. Tommy Oliver with an I instead of a Y. Looks like she's female. Shit, she's losing her mind. All right, come on, partner, let's go. We gotta get there quick before the fucking jocks show up and blow her brains out.
I swear to God, if S42's on this fucking call.
I don't, with that whole S42 thing, I don't know if it's like just hate or if it's a hate boner. Like sometimes it's like, do you want to punch the guy or do you want to fuck the guy? I don't know. It's so confusing.
Cal just glares at Mobius and shakes his head.
And as y'all go out the door to head to this female Tommy Oliver who's losing her mind somewhere, that is where we leave off with Cal going into the field.
I enjoyed being a little asshole for that first little bit. That was fun.
God, that poor guy. All he wanted to do was print the papers and go to lunch.
You shouldn't have let him know that it would have caused problems. Of course he's gonna cause problems.
Well, he tells everyone, hey, just don't talk, let it print, sign it, and then you can talk. He tells everyone that so that way they just don't talk so it doesn't continue to print.
Nope. If Luke has to be inconvenienced with being there, he's gonna make it everybody's problem.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, I guess.
Does it not track?
I mean, it tracks. It's just like I felt so bad for the guy.
That was the point. Path of cruelty. I could have been way meaner. I could have been so much meaner.
Yeah, you could have been.
I could have waited until he went to reach for his pen and then kneed him in the nose and broken it. I thought about doing that. But then I probably would have gotten body slammed by the sentry.
Yes, you would have. Or pruned. And then it would have been like, all right, so you need another Luke.
Yeah.